Well, protecting innocent civilians, as you just heard the general say, becoming a more difficult job. In the case of the two shooters, Syed Farouk and Tashin Malik, they broke some patterns that otherwise may have helped law enforcement recognize them as potential killers. Farouk co-workers saying it appeared they were living the couple in American dream. With more on behavior, what makes a killer, we bring in Dr. Michael Welner. He is a forensic psychiatrist. Doctor, the shooters were newlyweds. They had a 6-month-old baby girl. What does that fact tell you, that they were willing to murder innocents and orphan their own child? Does that prove fanaticism?
Well, it doesn't prove fanaticism, but it certainly suggests it. One would be hard-pressed to find a driving factor that could influence someone to set their child aside. What would any of us die for? We would die for country. Some of us would. Some would die for country, some would die for faith, some would die for a loved one. But there are very few points where we can identify emotionally, where we would set the needs of our child, where we would orphan a child in order to serve a higher purpose. So when you have to put it all together with the bigger picture, and the big picture is one of a devout individual. And when a devout individual carries out a shocking, indeed spectacle crime of killing numerous innocent people, indeed people whom he worked alongside and whom he otherwise enjoyed a harmonious relationship with, because again, keep in mind, that's another threshold to cross. A person would have to be wiping out folks who were not only innocent, but who were otherwise pleasant, amiable, and courteous and respectful to him. And I think that busts the myth that folks who are involved in jihad and who are rejectionists of the American way are in some way alienated by the United States. It's not our fault. We are a loving nation. That's why people come here in the first place. That's why Muslims have come here in the past. More recently, with the spread of militant and rejectionist Islam, there are people who come here who are affected here, who decide that they would rather we be a theocracy.